Hi, I'm Jeff with Radical Honesty, and I'm on the subject of Jesus Christ and our emotions. This is the last episode of this series, and I'm going to talk about joy. Now, you can't talk about joy without talking about sadness. And it's obvious that the world is very sad at this time. There are surveys about America's youth, and they're saying 50% are despondent. That's a lot of people. It's like twice just a few decades ago. Then there are older people. The drug addiction is way up, and there's a recession, and people are just sort of worried about their security. So what does Jesus have to say about emotions? Well, I want to do this episode or do this sort of 6-minute talk and kind of speaking to people in my life, because I have 5 grandchildren. They're growing up. They're growing up in a world that is much, I think, is worse than when I was growing up. And it wasn't that great growing up in New York City. And if there's something I want to tell my grandchildren and youth who's ever listening out there, if you happen to by accident, come to this sort of short message, is not to be fooled. Because as you're growing up now in America, you think that happiness and joy is based upon how popular you are, or finding the newest and latest thing or having the newest gadget. And if you have the newest gadget and the most popular sort of likes in your sort of a social media, you've sort of made it as a youth in America. But you know what I'm going to tell you? That's totally false. And if that's the basis of your happiness, it's bound to disappoint. Because one thing I found out, that if you think that it's finding a new thing or just have a lot of shallow relationships, 1 million followers, you're going to bust. And what you need is have a transformation of the basis of what you think happiness is. And it's not in the amount of people that know who you are or who follow you. It's the depth of the relationships that you have and the loyalty that's there. And happiness is not in finding the new thing, finding myself, what is the rage at this time? No, something greater than that. For there is a stability and understanding in Jesus Christ. For others in America, in society, we're sad because of some tragedy or unforeseen occurrence occurred in our lives. Death of a loved one, losing a job, relationship crumbled, and it's something you prayed for. And you say, well, where's God? I really prayed for this. And, where's God when you need him, I'll tell you something. And about 10% of the Christians that I know fall into this category of being disappointed and sad when things don't turn out their way. This world is fallen. And sometimes you're going to succeed and other times you're not. And because we are sort of living in this world that is actually the kingdom of our arch enemy, things are not going to fall always the way we want. Because God is not here to give us like a vending machine, everything we ask for. If we, put the right coins in, God's going to answer. We're going to see answered prayer in God. At those times you give thanks and you are really uplifted because God can do many, many things. But one of the big problems that Christians have is that we take the goals of this world, success, money, security, and place them upon God and say, you give me that, And if that's you, and I know about 10% of Christians are like that, you're going to end up with a busted faith or a very sad faith. Because the purpose of God isn't to give us what we desire. Oh yeah, I want to say, he's going to answer prayer. But to transform us into citizens of another kingdom and what it means to be truly a follower of Jesus Christ. For others, we get our joy in sort of achievement, in sort of like our own sort of gain, And it's not that we've lost, it's that we do all of this thing, it's taking all our time. But then you realize there's going to be a time when you can't do it all. And I know people like that. Probably 10% of Christians I know are workaholics or have some sort of compulsive disorder, And you'll never be happy because deep down, your worth and your feeling of blessed joy is based upon what you achieve in life. You see, in Jesus Christ, what transforms us is that joy and happiness is on a different plane. Not that you can't enjoy the things of this world. Good meal, Promotion at work. Relationships that's working out. Enjoy those things. Don't be this type of Christian who says, I don't give Christmas gifts because it's so worldly, Don't be like that. Be generous. Make people happy. At times, enjoy life. Make yourself happy. But as a follower of Jesus Christ, what really makes us distinct is that we also understand that our ultimate happiness is beyond this world. Sermon on the Mount, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit. Oh, what does that mean? You don't have to be powerful because there's another kingdom to come. And that's really important because ultimately our stability and our sort of personal joy, though we can sort of get benefit from this world, ultimately, the ultimate goal and the ultimate source of joy and happiness is not in this world for the believer, but it's understanding of the kingdom to come, the kingdom of God. And when you understand that, you would also understand that why the Apostle Paul in the book of Philippians had so much joy. It's the epistle of joy. He had joy in the believers in Philippi, in their sharing in the ministry with him, and in their development to be like Christ. Because even though the Apostle Paul lived in this world and lived in this age, and was thankful when people helped him, other believers sort of like supported him, he understood that ultimately the true joy that is found is not in this world, but in the kingdom of God that is secure for us, for those who follow Jesus, because he died for us and guaranteed our place.